The Book of Joshua, a collection of poetry penned by American author Zachary Schomburg in 2014, unfolds as a singular narrative. Within its verses, the poems unveil the character of Joshua, a figure burdened by solitude, hunger, and profound self-doubt, ultimately meeting an untimely demise. The narrator mourns Joshua's passing, and throughout the collection, Joshua metamorphoses into various embodiments: a mariner adrift at sea, a myriad of lifeless birds, and a constrained robot bound by limitations. The speaker simultaneously grieves and clings to delusions regarding Joshua's absence, convinced that through his poetic quest, he can resurrect or rediscover his departed friend. Thus, the central theme of the collection revolves around the constraints of language when it comes to expressing grief and seeking solace and rejuvenation. Commencing with the poem 1977, the book transcends its publication year, stretching into a potential mid-21st century. Early poems illuminate the profound connection between the speaker and Joshua while the latter was alive, their lives intricately interwoven to the extent that the speaker perceives their hearts as a singular organ. However, Joshua's death shatters this unity, leaving the speaker in solitude and anguish. Symbolizing the inexpressible nature of grief, the first poem following Joshua's demise is a stark, blank page. The remainder of the book documents the speaker's relentless pursuit of Joshua beyond the confines of mortality. The rationale behind this endeavor remains elusive, yet the speaker persists, delving into memories and constructing a dynamic portrayal of the man he yearns to rediscover. The poems traverse surreal landscapes, delving into not just grief, but the spectrum of associated emotions, encompassing longing, anger, and despair. For instance, in 1991, the speaker dreams of dwelling in a cave where his possessions undergo a mysterious rearrangement, and his bed is occupied by a slumbering infant. Within the dreamlike realm of these poems, the speaker contemplates whether the slumbering infant might be Joshua, spiraling through a surreal list of outlandish potential identities. Baby Jesus, a horse, a small blue bird, all symbols, each carrying connotations related to Joshua: fragility, the yearning for redemption, and the potential for communication bridging the divide between life and death. Apologetically, the infant asserts its identity as a strawberry patch, only to transform into an embodiment of the speaker's own unforgivableness. These poems traverse the landscape of dreams, revealing the intricate web of associations the speaker traverses in his relentless quest for Joshua. At times, the speaker even entertains the notion that he gave birth to Joshua. He likens himself to a fearful and ashamed horse that rampages through life, inadvertently causing harm to protect himself from confronting his personal loss. Despite harboring a conviction of being unforgivable for unspecified transgressions, his introspective voice conveys a profound sense of reflection and the potential for redemption. Some poems extend compassion beyond the speaker, as exemplified in 2003. Here, he assumes the role of an island's king and stumbles upon a field of skulls. In a gesture of empathy, he collects these skulls in a basket, distributing them across a field and lighting them from within, akin to jack-o'-lanterns. In this act, he envisions a boy in outer space gazing upon Earth, perceiving it as a breathtaking sea of stars. This poem suggests that compassionate deeds do not diminish or divert from one's grief and suffering. Rather, they transform them into instruments with which one can reclaim faith in the potential for beauty and joy. At certain junctures, the speaker feels tantalizingly close to Joshua. In 2000, he spots a white boat adrift on the ocean and makes a frantic attempt to reach it. However, as he resurfaces from his dive, he is met only by an expansive, flat sea. Subsequently, he drifts along the shoreline and observes his own lingering presence. His quest leads to yet another return to himself, coupled with the emergence of a new self forged through the arduous endeavor to connect with a friend whose thoughts remain veiled in the shroud of death. This rescue mission imparts a poignant lesson to the speaker, that within the world, there exist multiple layers of existence, and when one world encounters another, it comes to understand the profound sense of solitude. As the collection approaches its conclusion, the speaker's relentless pursuit of Joshua begins to wane. In 2039, he reluctantly concedes that there is nothing else to search for and nothing else to do. He makes a desperate gesture by shooting an arrow into the sky, allowing it to plummet back into his own heart. Upon impact, his heart erupts into a flock of sheep, compelling him to assume the role of their shepherd. For years, he watches over them diligently until a natural calamity claims their lives. In a solemn act, he lays each sheep to rest, seeking traces of Joshua in their fresh graves. The book of Joshua refrains from delivering a definitive resolution to Joshua's quest, instead spotlighting the nonsensical, logic-defying nature of grief. Nevertheless, it hints at the potential of imagination as a partial antidote to this sorrowful affliction. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.